Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. You've seen the thumbnail. I'm a bit nervous. I don't think there's any scenario where everyone's happy about this. It's impossible. But if you're at all interested about what I think about this, God, like, I love Dior Homme Parfum. Right, let's not hang about. If you're interested about what I think about this release, then stick around. Got this today from Christian from Christian from Christian Dior. I don't normally film on work days. Sorry if there's a problem with the audio here. I normally wait till my days off and leisurely take my time. Here we have it. I opted for the 75mm. The 50mm was only, I think, well, what was it? What was it anyway? It was about 25 quid cheaper. 75mm. I've got some little freebies and that in there, which we're not here to talk about those. Nice box though. We're here to talk about this. So, it depends on how you want to look at this, doesn't it? I mean, I'm nervous because we've seen what Mr. Francis Kirkdejan did with Sauvage, with that Eau Forte release. Has he got a vendetta? Does he just want to ruin Francois Dimashe's legacy? Anyway, let's have a look at the presentation, shall we? Very nice, I must admit. Very nice. A little plaque on the front there. Very heavy gradient from quite a light colour at the bottom there. No point in using a test strip. So, if you're not aware, apparently they use the entire iris flower in this, from root to petal, stem, leaves, the lot. Look at that, like. Doesn't look like a lot of juice for what I paid for it. Anyway. So the listed accords are woody, earthy, amber, iris, patchouli, powdery, violet, warm, spicy, and aromatic. Now, I've kind of already made up my mind on how I'm going to look at this. I love Dior Homme Parfum. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Like, it's one of my fragrances for life. No doubt about it. And it's not at all versatile. But for the situations it's right for, there's nothing better than it. And I love to just wear it around the house. Like, I can't. Amazing. The level of quality in that fragrance and its sensibilities and nuances, like it's not a designer release by anything other than the technicality of it being a designer release. And you know, I've got all these out here, all the Dior Homme. but the original, and it doesn't say original on it, it's actually a 2018 formulation, Dior Homme O, which was the fresher one. And then Dior Homme 2020 Intense Parfum. Don't know if you can see these down here, but also got cologne and Sport. Now, I'm not going to talk about these at all because I'm going to be doing a Dior Homme buying guide in the imminent future. And we'll just, this is first impression, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a spray. Prolonging this, aren't I? I'm going to give it a spray, then I'm going to go and sit with the missus, have our evening meal, and then sort of get to know it a little bit, come back and tell you what it's like in the dry down. But when I come to do the buying guide, I'll have wore it a lot more times and I'll be able to give you a better understanding on how I feel about it as a fragrance as a whole, you know. But here we are. Oh, didn't even go over the notes, did I? I went over the listed accords. And yeah, there's no point because it's a joke breakdown. 4 notes, a top, a mid, and 2 in the base. Iris in the top, amber in the mid, patchouli and vetiver in the base. That smells absolutely amazing in the air. Oh. Oh. You know what? Like, oh wow, what? So I've already seen what other people think about this, and every person that I've listened to and read from, it's been obvious that they've been a big Dior Homme Parfum like me, fan like me. But I'm sorry, but I'm having like a visceral reaction here. This smells beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it's going to get slated a lot because of what it is and what it's named. Costs a bit steep as well, but it's a brand new Dior release, isn't it? This smells incredible, but it shouldn't be a Dior Homme release. Yes, it's got iris, but I have a sneaky feeling this isn't like you get iris in, well, in any of the Dior Homme releases that have iris in. And 1 second. It smells fantastic when you spray it in the air like that. It's like a clean sort of powdery iris, not waxy or lipsticky at all. It smells beautiful. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. It's starting to smell sweet now. And not just ambery sweet. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna give myself a few more sprays. Right, I off I go, have my tea, be back in about half an hour, maybe slightly longer, and I'll give you an idea on how I feel about it in the dry down. But it smells great, and I hate it. See you in a bit.
Later.
Alright, I'm back. Still think it smells great. Although a huge amount of redundancy in my collection. Doesn't smell exactly like anything, but it smells like a center point of a trifecta of Homme Parfum, Prada L'Homme Intense, and a little bit of like La Mala Parfum. Obviously, the common denominator between those three is a fresh, slightly powdery iris, which unfortunately isn't even that dominant in this fragrance now it's settled. But it's like there's tonka bean in here maybe. Obviously we only got like a 4-note breakdown. I do get, this is another thing that's disappointing, like when I seen the note breakdown and the listed accords and stuff, I was very excited. I thought, yeah, it's got things like patchouli and that, the leather and the rose and the oud is gone, because those things are impeccable in Dior Homme Parfum. I get maybe a little bit of the earthy patchouli, just a little bit, but it's a bit of a letdown. The opening and how it was starting to open up on my skin the first few minutes. See, now that smells incredible. What a lovely smell in the air like that. Oh, honest. What a shame. What a shame that that you could smell this and that and you wouldn't even know it's the same fragrance. You wouldn't, honestly. That fresh spray smells nothing like that at all. Now, it still smells good, but absolutely lovely smell. Really is. I enjoy it, but I've already got sort of everything about it. Do you know what I mean? Like within a few other fragrances, and this wasn't cheap, obviously. So those of you that know me know that I'm a collector, so you know. You know what I mean? And I'll be able to do the buying guide for you guys now. Here's my big issue about this. In like, there's a lot of underhanded marketing and, shall we say, delusion and misdirection, false promises and all sorts of things going on here that I'm not comfortable with at all. So firstly, they have to justify axing that. And by doing that, they'll have said that it doesn't sell. I don't know how it can't sell when it's not available to the entire world. And where it is available, it's out of stock. Do you know what I mean? And here's my other problem with it. As a release and the way it smells, I wish it smelled like that for longer. As a release and the way it smells, the only issue I've got with how it smells is how much I paid for it and what it smells like. If I didn't have those 3 fragrances I mentioned, in fact, even if I didn't have Homme Parfum, because I think that's the strongest resemblance, really, if I'm honest. Even if I didn't have that, then my only issue would be the cost, because it's only available in a 75ml bottle, and you're paying close to £2 per ml for it. And if you get the 50ml, you are paying £2 per ml for it. So there's that. Now, why not just release it as Dior Homme Ambre or Ombre? You know what I mean? Amber. You know, there's a lot of amber. I think it's amber focused, amber central, and there seems to be a trend at the minute with amber fragrances. So they've done 2 things wrong here. They've obviously regurgitated a scent profile that's pretty common. It's a safe designer iris. It's not even as waxy or buttery as things like, you know, Reserve Privé or any of the Gentleman line. You know what I mean? Or Valentino Uomo Intense. It's a lighter, powderier iris. Prada L'Homme, you know, a bit fresher, a bit airier. It doesn't stick around either. So using the entire iris plant, from root to leaf to petal to stem, I don't know, it's just a gimmick. And then you'd release it under the Dior Homme Parfum name. So this becomes extinct so that this can exist. And that's an issue. If you'd have called that something else, then that could still exist, couldn't it? My only hope is that, just like when they released Dior Homme 2020, I don't think they had any plans to keep the Dior Homme original. It now says, if you buy it, it says original on it. But that is before, my bottle there is before this was released, so it just says Dior Homme. I don't think they had any plans of re-releasing the original formulation if it wasn't for the backlash that they got from this, because this was not well received, especially from people who already knew and loved the already knew and loved the original formulation. So let's give them some backlash, because for that to be going down the road just so that this can exist is a travesty. This is being made for the masses. It hasn't been made for people with eclectic taste or, you know, an interest in fragrances in general. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that that isn't very versatile, the fact that it's got niche sensibilities, the fact that, you know, it isn't for everyone is great, isn't it? Because if all we've got available to us is things that please a massive amount of people, like, what's the fun in that? You know, because you're never going to be truly thrilled. For it to appeal to a broad audience, it's going to be nice for everyone and amazing for no one. You know, I'd rather have something truly incredible to a much smaller portion of people and disgusting to the rest. You know, polarizing sense, love or hate, or just okay. So very, very confusing, mixed feelings about this. I don't regret buying it. I've got a YouTube channel and I'm a fragrance collector, so I don't regret buying it. I only wish it smelt somewhere close to the listed accords. I mean, not the notes, there's only 4 of them. Like, I'm not even getting any vetiver either. The patchouli's maybe barely noticeable. There's a lot of things that aren't listed in this. I'd score it a 7. 7 out of 10 if you're at all interested about that. And that's all I've got to say about it, really. I'll get back to you when I do the Dior Homme Buying Guide, and hopefully with a few more wears I'll have some more positive things to say about it, because at the minute I'm just a little angry at the world and how corporations are run, and how if it wasn't for enthusiasts, a lot of these companies wouldn't be as successful as they are. But they don't honour us enthusiasts. They just want to make stuff that sells, and of course that's economics. It's the wheels of industry, it's business. I'm not naive, but surely there's a reality where both of these can exist. Surely. And that is just riding the coattails of that. The units that are moved of this is only because of its name. Well, predominantly because of its name. A name it doesn't deserve. They're not even in the same league. Anyway, I knew that I wasn't gonna feel totally great about it, but I was hoping for some redemption, and I find very little. So that'll do for today, guys. I'll report back, obviously, when I do the buying guide, the Dior Homme Complete Buying Guide, and you'll get to know my final thoughts. But until then, stay safe, keep smelling fresh. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.